Hey there, last year when Mike Shinoda released this song In My Head with Kaylee Morg, I created this glitch art portrait of Kaylee Morg to celebrate the release. I've been a huge fan of Mike Shinoda for basically my entire life, going back to Linkin Park and Fort Minor, of course. And I discovered Kaylee through this song and really enjoyed it. And I just thought obviously it was for a Scream movie release, but I thought the lyrics, the meaning, and the overall vibe of it could really go along with a glitch art portrait and wanted to try my hand at it. I was looking for things to mess around with for glitch art and thought this was pretty cool. So I want to show you how I did it. First and foremost, I needed to find a shot of Kaylee that would work for this. This turned out to be a little more difficult than I thought. I really liked the shot they used in the thumbnail, but it was really hard to find a higher quality copy of it. This is just like a behind the scenes studio vlog when they were recording the audio for the song. So it's not a full production value style music video. I ended up skimming through a bunch of her music videos, since a lot of them are a lot higher quality, to try to find a better shot of her, and just never really liked anything for what I was going for. So I wound up, I think it's around the 40-ish second mark, I grabbed this shot from the studio vlog and I just ran it through some AI upscaling to make it more usable. Not the best shot in the world, but for what we're doing, it's probably fine. If I were doing this for like a client, I would be doing a proper photo shoot and getting some high res stills. But for just messing around for something I'm doing for fun, it's whatever. Took that screenshot, upscaled it with AI, brought it into Photoshop, and then started masking her out. With that, I just used subject detection and some manual masking here, and then played with different effects for like threshold and color overlays and things like that to make her pop more, get a lot more contrast, and to play more nicely with the glitch art gear I'm going for. I wound up just making her black and white so that the contrast was super high for the glitch effects I wanted to do, and exported that out as a PNG, then brought that into OBS with my deck link output running to my CRT and my analog video glitch gear that I use. This is a lot of hardware gear that I run my video signals through with Composite, and started glitching it up. I wanted two distinct looks. I wanted one for the background, and then I wanted a little bit of a different kind of glitch to overlay on top of her. This is one of those pieces where I had a vision, an idea of, like, I could see the whole thing before I actually made it, and so I knew exactly what I was looking for. But the nature with analog video art is that it's kind of random. You don't have a whole lot of control over it. I don't just hit an effect and do it. So I had to spend a good couple hours probably kind of surfing through the airwaves, as it were, trying to find the exact looks I was going for. The whole time I was just screen recording this whole thing so I could just take the stills out that I wanted. And I wound up going for this crazy, colorful, noisy look for the background, and then a bit of a modulation kind of jail bars or wireframe effect for the overlay. Captured those to my computer and then kind of dug through them and got the screenshots I wanted, and brought all of that back into Photoshop with the original mask that I cut out of Kaylee to combine into this kind of poster look. I wanted most of her to be that modulation effect, like she was really taken over by the airwaves here, but I still wanted it to be clear who it was. I wanted it to show up clearly, so I mostly just kind of masked in her face and a little bit of the colors of her sweater and things like that to make sure that you could still see it was her underneath there. And then I had this blown up, exaggerated, colorful glitch as the background, and spent a whole lot of time at this stage masking, blending, sharpening, applying different effects to kind of make the effects look a lot more crisp and stand out, and really go for that just like in my head, like noise going crazy look that I wanted. This is something I can seriously relate to and wanted to convey that with this piece. After I felt good about the overall effect, I just added a bunch of texture, finessed the mask a bit, and got it ready for what might look like a print result. I was pretty stoked with what I settled on last year. Again, this was all done last year. I just haven't gotten around to showing you my process for it yet. But then this year, when I started working on this video, I decided to pull back up the original Photoshop file, which is like nearly 2 gigs with all the textures and the screen captures and stuff I did here. So many layers. And I decided I wanted it to almost look a little bit like those Joker paintings people do with the crazy ha 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 text going around, but saying in my head, just like some crazy looking font. I didn't want to rip off just the typical Joker font people use. I ended up having this Cinema Macabre font that I think kind of sells the idea. So I brought that in, kind of masked it behind everything, and played with the textures a little more. And overall, I'm really stoked with the result. I don't think she or Mike saw it. I don't think anyone cares, but like this was something I had a lot of fun making. I don't do anything kind of portrait-y in general. So it was nice to just make something like this completely different from my norm and find a new layered way to utilize my glitch gear. I think it turned out pretty great. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll be sharing lots more process videos soon. It's just been crazy keeping up with everything, but I had a ton of fun with this. I do hope you enjoyed. Go check out my shop at glitch.mov and my music album linked in the description. And remember to be kind, rewind. And then after all that, I went and remade it in video for the intro to this video and love it a million times better than either of the still image versions of this I made. The video version is now my favorite version. The creative process never ends.
In my head.